Hi everyone, and welcome again to another video, and I thank you again for joining me. So in today's tutorial of beaded bow bag, I'll be using two different colors of bead. Okay, this is light pink in 8mm. All right, this is a 8mm pink. This is light pink. All right, and I'm using a black one too. This is a black color in also 8mm, and here is 6. We have 6mm in black color. That's all I'll be using today. Here is my beading line, 50-pound beading line. All right, if you get 0.7 mm, it's also good. And here's my cutter. You can also use your nail cutter scissors to cut your line. All right, so now let's get started. I'm starting with 4 bead. Okay, I'm going to string 4 bead on the line. So I'll be stringing all these 4 bead on the line like this. Okay, this is 4 bead I put on the line, and I'm going to hold the last bead like this and cross my right line into it and pull. Hold the lines together and pull the bead. Okay, we have 1 unit done like this. Again, we are going to repeat the same thing on each side of my line. I add 1 bead to each side of my line. I'm going to cross both ends into the third one and pull. Crisscross like this. Okay, both ends into the bead, hold the bead and pull like this. Let's repeat this one more time. Okay, so on each side of my line, I add 1 bead to each side of my line, the left and the right line. Okay, like this. Draw it down like this. Now I'm going to cross both ends of my line into the third bead and pull down. All right, so this is how it looks like. This is 3 units, and I'll continue to do this 14 times. Okay, I'm going to continue 14 times, and this is my 14 that I made. If you count these units 1 1 1, this is 14. So I'm going to turn on this 14 to make 15. All right, now I'm going to turn on the side to make another row. All right, now on my right line, I'll be adding 3 bead and turn this way. All right, but if you are left-handed, you add to the left side, then you turn on the right side, so you can continue your weaving. Now I add 3 bead to my right line like this. I hold the last bead and I cross my left line into it and pull down. You see, now my line turn on the side, so we can create another row. All right, I'm going to flip it like this over to my side. Okay, so now on my left line, this is my left line. All right, this is my left line. I add 3 bead to the left line, hold the last bead and cross the right line into it and pull down. Okay, like this. So now my right line into the next bead, pull through next bead, and on the left line I add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. My right line into the next bead, and now on my left line I add 2 bead to the left line, hold the last bead, cross with the right line and pull. My right into the next bead again. All right, pull through next bead, and now on my left line I'm adding 2 bead to the left line like this, hold the last bead, cross the right line into it and pull. Okay, my right line again into the next bead. This is the technique we'll be using throughout the entire weave. All right, I add 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. Okay, now I want you to continue into each bead. All right, go through each bead on the side and add 2 bead to the left line. And now I'm about to complete this one. All right, I'm pulling my line through the next bead, and on the left line, okay, this is my left line, I'm adding 2 bead to the left line. Add 2 bead, okay, like this. cross with the right line, and pull down. So now again, my line is going to go through the last bead at the end, my right line, alright? Now, my right line again, I'm going to turn again, make another row. I'm adding 2 beads to my right line, like this. Put the last bead and cross the left line into it and pull. You see now my line turn on the side again. This is how my line turn on the side. I'm going to flip it again over to my side. Now my left line, I add 3 beads to start another row. Put the last one and cross the right line into it and pull. I'm pulling through the next bead. That's my right line, okay? And now on my left line, I add 2 beads to the left line. Cross with the right line and pull. Okay, now I'm going to go into the next bead again. And now on the left line, I add 2 beads, cross with the right line and pull. And this is the right angle weave we are weaving over here. Okay, 2 beads to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull down. Alright, I'm going to continue and I'll meet you at the end. Alright, then we turn again and make another row. Now I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the last bead at the end. Okay, and now we are going to turn again on my right line, 2 beads to the right line, hold the last one, cross with the left line and pull. I'm going to flip it again over to my side. Okay, 1 2 3, we complete 3 rows. Now let's start the 4th row. All right, I'm starting with 3 beads, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead, and I add 2 beads to the left line. All right, I cross my right line into the last bead and pull down my right into the next bead. So we are going to continue with the same technique. All right, this is how the weave is looking like, and this is how it looks like. And we are going to continue. This is 1 2 3 4th row. Complete the 4th row, come to 5 6 and 7. So I want you to make 7 rows. All right, and here is my 7 rows that I made. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right, so this is my 7 rows that I made. I completed mine, and we are going to change the size of bead from here. Okay, if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so from here we are going to make the 8th row by changing the size of bead. Okay, from here I'm going to pull my line into the first bead, this first bead over here. All right, and I'm going to introduce size 6 mm. Okay, so now here I put 2 8s, and in between I drop the black bead, the size 6. All right, we are going to use size 6 in the middle. I cross with the right line and pull like this. Now my right line into the next bead, and on my left line I add a 6 and an 8. Okay, 6 and 8, I cross my line into the 8 and pull. Okay, my right line into the next bead, pull through next bead, and on the left line a 6 and an 8. All right, cross into the 8 and pull my right line into the next bead. On the left line I add the 6 and 8. I'm crossing my right line into the 8 and pull. Okay, now we're going to continue the same way with the same technique to the end. I'm pulling through the last bead at the end. All right, again my right line I add a 6 and 8. I'm going to cross my left line into the 6 and pull. That way my line turn on the side. Then we can start another row. This is how the weave is going to look like. Okay, it's not going to be straight. This is how it looks like. The smaller bead, make it curl like this, and this is how we want it. All right, now I'm starting a new row. I add 3 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead. Okay, And now I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down, alright, into the next bead. Now we are using size 6, alright, only size 6 over here. So I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull my right line into the next bead. 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull. I'm going to continue with the same technique to the end. Alright, I'm about to complete this row. I'm crossing through the last bead and pull my right line into the next bead. Alright, 2 beads to the left line like this. Last one, cross with the right line and pull. I'm going to pull through the last bead at the end. Alright, and now on the same line, that's my right line, I add 2 beads, cross and pull down. And this is how the weave is looking like. So we are going to continue and make 4 rows, okay? 4 rows with the 6 mm, alright? We continue the same way and make 4 rows, alright? It's not going to be straight. This is how the shape is going to be. This will help us fold our bow very beautifully, alright? So continue to make 3 more rows and I'll meet you back here. Now I completed mine, alright? This is how it looks like. Very beautiful. Alright, 1 2 3 4. Okay, we make 4 rows with the 6 mm in the middle. This is how the weave is looking like. So now let's continue with our weaving. Alright, so again, okay, we are going to continue with the same number of rows on this side. Alright, we are going to weave the same number of rows. On my left line, I add 3 8 on my left line. Okay, we are going to use the same 8 mm bead. All right, no more black. Okay, so now my right line into the next bead, pull through next bead, and now 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead. All right, 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull my right into the next bead. All right, 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull again into the next bead, my right line, and I add 2 bead to the left line like this. I cross my right line into the last bead and pull. I want you to repeat this technique to the end. I'm going to continue to make the same number of rows, 8 rows, and I'll meet you back here. Alright, and here I am. I'm done with my 8 rows. This is how the weave is looking like. Alright, if you count the same rows on each side of the weave. Okay, now we have black in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is to show you how we can fold it. Okay, we are going to fold it this way. Make sure the end is looking up. All right, like this. Make sure this part is up. Okay, fold it up like this. Now push it in. Okay, and fold it in. Just fold it like how you fold your pleats in dress. That is how we are going to do this. All right, and now this is how it looks like. This one should look up like this. Okay, let the ends looking up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use my line, all right, to wrap it around the middle to hold it down for me. Okay, and after that I'm going to slip it out. All right, so I'm just wrapping this line in the middle to help me hold this bow down. All right, it's easy that way. So I'm going to tie like this. In case you're also having a hard time to hold it tight, you can use the line, okay, to wrap it around to hold it down for you. So from here, this is the belt that I make for the middle. All right, this is 2 rows by 13. Okay, 2 by 13. I'm going to wrap it like this. Join both ends, and after that, I'll remove the line that I used to wrap the middle. I'll just slip it out, okay, from the middle. Now let's join both ends of this belt. All right, this is how it looks like. 13 by 2, 13 by 2. All right, we are going to join at both ends. I'm going to wrap this in the middle, and I'll show you how you join both ends together, okay, like this. All right, so now this is where my line is. I'm adding one bead to my line like this, okay. Now I'm going to hold the last end, okay, and I'm going to pull through the first bead at the end, this one, okay. I hope you can see that bead. This is the bead I add on my line. Then I'm going to pull my line through the first bead on top over here like this. All right, I'm going to take one bead, crisscross both ends of my line into it, and pull, okay. Now again, I'm going to hold my right line into the next bead, this one, the left line too into the next bead, okay. Pull through the next bead, then I hold the left one and pull through the next bead. All right, this is the second one on top over here. I pull my left line through it like this, then put both lines together. All right, add one bead, crisscross both ends of the line and pull. Okay, this is how I join the bolt in the middle. So I'm going to open my line and tie it over here. I'm tying in between these two beads over here, okay, and I'm going to hold the ends and weave it a little bit back into the bead before I trim it off. All right, so I'm still going to weave a little bit of the line back into the bead and trim it off. All right, this is the line, okay. I'm just unraveling it from the bead and I'm slipping it out, okay. This is the line that I use to hold it down, and I slip it out from the bead, okay. So now I'm just going to weave these lines a little bit back into the weave before I trim it off, okay. So always weave a little bit back before you trim, okay. And now we have our bow. This is how it looks like. This is the bow that we make, okay, and this is how it looks like. Very beautiful. So now let me teach you how you can weave on this bow to make a bag. So first, the bow is down. We are going to weave on this side, all right, so we can have a base for the bag. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay. Here is the 7th bead, these two bead, okay. This is 7. I'm going to pull through the 7th and the 8th, okay. Coming from the top, I pull my line through the 7th and the 8th bead, okay. This is how it looks like, 7 8, these two bead. Now my left line, I add 3 bead to the left line, okay. Cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, okay. On the wrap, this one, I'm pulling through the next bead. Now I add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next bead, okay. We are going through 2 bead on the bolt, all right, like this. Now my left line, I add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down, okay, like this. So now I'm going to put my right line into the next 2 bead, okay. This is my right line. I'm going to pull through 2 bead on the side over here, all right. Here's one and here is the second one. I'm pulling my line through, okay. Pull the line like this. Now I'm adding 2 bead to the left line, okay. Here's 2 bead I add to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down, okay. This is how it looks like. Now my right line into the next bead, okay. Pull through next bead. Now on the left line again, I add 3 bead to the left line, okay. Here's 3, cross with the right line and pull down. Now again, my right line, I'm going to pull through the next bead, okay. This is my right line into the next bead. This time only 1 bead, okay. Pull through the next bead like this, and on the left line I'm adding 2 beads to the left line like this, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead. Okay, I'm pulling through the next bead, only 1 bead. All right, I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next bead. All right, next bead, 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now again, my right line into the next bead. This time we are pulling through 1 bead. Okay, and now I add 2 beads to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull. So now I'll be pulling my line through 2 beads. This is my right line. I'm going to pull through the black bead and this one, this 2 bead over here. Okay, this is first and the second. All right, and now on my left line I add 2 beads to the left line, hold the last bead and cross with the right line and pull down. So I'm going to turn over here again this way. All right, so now my right line into the next bead, I pull through next bead, and on the left line I add 3 beads to the left line. Okay, hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead. We are going to go into each bead and add 2 beads to it. Okay, I'm adding 2 beads like this, 2 beads to the line, cross with the right line and pull down like this. Okay, now I'm going to pull through the next bead again, 2 beads to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull my right line again into the next bead. This time I'm pulling my line through 1 bead. Okay, and I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. I'm pulling through the next bead, which is 1 bead, 2 beads to the left line, I cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, 2 beads to the left line like this, cross and pull. So now my right line into the next bead. Okay, and I add 2 beads again to my left line, cross and pull down my right line into 2 beads. Okay, this black over here, this is the last, and I'm going to pick this bead on the side. Okay, and now my line is showing in 3 bead. Okay, this is how it's shown. My line is showing in 3 bead. I add 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now my right line into the next bead. All right, and on the same line I pull through the bead, I add 3 bead to it like this. I'm going to cross the last bead with the right line and pull. Okay, I'm going to go back again. I'm pulling my right line into the next bead. So this time we are going to pull through 1 bead. Okay, pull through the next bead and add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the next bead. I add 2 beads to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull into the next bead. I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Okay, this time I'm pulling through the next bead again, 2 beads to the left line, I cross and pull my right line into the next bead and 2 beads to the left line. Okay, I cross the last bead with my right line and pull my right line into the next bead, 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. I pull my right line again into the next bead. Then 2 bead to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull. Okay, I'm going to pull through the next bead again, and I add 2 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull down. Now my right line, I'm going to pull through 2 bead. You see these 2 bead, the black and the pink, that is where I'm going to pull my line through. Okay, pulling through these 2 bead, and on my left line I add 2 bead to the left line. Okay, cross with the right line and pull down. Now my right line into the next bead. This is my right line. I'm pulling through the next bead on the side over here into the pink bead. Now I start with 3 bead on the left line, cross and pull. I'm going to pull through the next bead again. You see this side is counting 5 5 5. All right, and now 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull through the next bead again. Okay, like this. 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. And now I'm going to pull through the next bead again, and 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down into the next bead. 2 bead to the left, cross with the right line and pull. So this time I'm pulling through 1 bead. Okay, and I'm adding 2 bead to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull. So that's what I'm going to repeat in this bead. I'm going to pull through only 1 bead and add 2 bead to it. Pull through the next 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. Pull through the next bead with the right line, 2 bead to the left line, I cross and pull. Pull through the next bead again with the right line and add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull through the last bead. Okay, I pull through the last black bead and I add 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. So here on the side, my right line, I'm going to pull through 2 bead. These 2 bead, the black and the pink, I pull through the black first, go through the pink, and on the left line, so this is how the line is showing, 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down like this. Okay, so now I'm going to pull through the next bead, only 1 bead. Okay, the next bead, and this is how it looks like. My line is saying 2 bead. I add 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, and I add 2 bead to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull down. Okay, into the next bead with my right line like this, and this is what it looks like. We are going to go through one bead and add 2 bead to it and come to the end, and I'll meet you here. Okay, so now I'm about to complete mine again. This is the last bead that I mean. Now my right line into 2 bead again. I'm pulling through the black and the pink bead. Pull through this black bead into the pink bead. All right, now I'm taking 2 bead, add 2 bead to the left line like this. Okay, and cross with the right line and pull. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop our weave. Okay, you see this last row, we are not going to touch it, both ends we are not going to touch it yet. All right, we are just going to build on this one. Okay, this last one, don't pull your line through it. Okay, now let's continue. We are going to weave 1 more row on this one. So now I'm starting with 3 bead. So over here we are going to weave 1 more row to extend the base a little bit. Don't pull your line through the last bead on each side. Okay, So now I'm starting with 3 beads. I cross my right line into it and pull my right line into the next bead. Okay, like this. I'm adding 2 beads to the left line. I cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead. Okay, and I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross and pull my right into the next bead. I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross with the right line and pull. And this is what we are going to continue. So I'm going to pull my right line into the next bead again, and I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull. And this is the technique we are going to use. So continue into each bead like this to the end. So continue in each bead and add 2 beads to your line. Okay, continue to the end and I will come back and meet you here. Alright, we are extending this with 1 row, and this is what it looks like. I extend my row and I complete it. Okay, this is the last row we are going to make. We are going to extend, okay, again with 1 row. So here's my line that I cut. Okay, I'm going to add 4 beads to my line. I'm going to do extension over here to the row. I add 4 beads to my line, hold the last one, crisscross into it, okay, like this, and pull. And this is what you should have. Alright, have the 4 beads on the line like this. Now in this bead, I'm going to pull my line through this bead, the first bead over here. Okay, I'm pulling my line through the first bead like this. Okay, this is how it looks like. This is 4 we have before we put the line through. So now my left line, I'm adding 2 beads to the left line like this. Hold the last one, cross with the right line and pull. This is the extension that we have at the end. Okay, now I'm pulling through the next bead with my right line again, and on the left line I add 2 beads, hold the last bead and cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, and I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull my right line into the next bead. Right, 2 beads to the left line, I cross and pull. This is how we are going to continue to the end. Okay, go through each bead and add 2 beads to the left line and cross with the right line and pull. So from here I want you to continue into each bead, add 2 beads to the left line, and then I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm about to complete, so I'm pulling my line through the next bead and I'm adding 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. Now my right line into the last bead. Okay, pull through the last bead, and on my left line 2 beads to the left line like this. I cross with the right line and pull. So over here too, we are going to extend 1 more unit. Okay, over here we are going to extend 1 more unit to it, like how we did for this side. Okay, it has to look the same. We are going to extend 1 more unit to this side. So I'm going to add 3 beads to my line. Okay, my line is in this last bead and I'm adding 3 beads. Let me change that bead. Okay, so now I'm adding the 3 beads to my left line. Alright, add the 3 beads to either of the line. Alright, but I add it to my left line, I cross and pull, and this is how we end this row. Alright, you see how both ends look the same. Okay, like we have a fish tail over here. This is how it's supposed to look like. You have to have it like this. This is how it's looking like. All right, before you can complete your bag perfectly and look beautiful, this is what you have. I'm going to tie these two lines in between over here, all right, and weave the rest of the line a little bit back into the bead before I trim it off. Okay, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to hold my line and weave back into a couple of beads before I trim it off. All right, I'm going to go into this one, come through the next bead. All right, just weave it a little bit back, not too much into the bead, or if you can weave it back into the bead more. And I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and meet you here. So now we are going to continue to expand the side a little bit, and now by doing that we are going to weave on it. All right, we are going to weave on this bead. Okay, you see this first line, you see the middle bead, this middle bead, that is the line we are going to use. Okay, the first row, the middle bead over here like this is the line we are going to follow and weave into. All right, so now let me turn it this way to my side. Now I'm going to pull my line through the first bead. Okay, this bead, this is my first row. Okay, like this, I'm going to pull through the bead in the middle, this one, pull through it. So I'll be using a pink bead on the line. Okay, but for you to see it clearly, I'm going to use black to start with. All right, I'm going to use black for it, but after that I'll remove the black and do my pink. Okay, so I'm starting with 3 beads on my line. I'm going to cross with my right line and pull. Now my right line into the next bead. Okay, into the next bead. I just want to show you the line that we'll be weaving in with the black bead. Okay, and my left line, I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull down. Again, my right line into the next bead. Okay, just follow that line and pull through the next bead and add 2 beads to the left line. You cross with the right line and pull down. So my right line into the next bead. So I think you can see clearly now the line that I'm weaving the black bead into. Okay, I just want to show you with the black bead, but actually I'm going to use pink for the side. I don't want too much of the contrast color in the back, so I'm going to use pink on the side. All right, cross with the right line and pull. So this is the line we are going to follow and weave into. Okay, so from here I'm going to remove the black and use the pink bead instead. Okay, this is how the weave is looking like, and I'm going to use my pink bead instead of the black. I'll come back and meet you over here. Continue in the same line to the end. I'll meet you back over here. All right, so continue with yours. I will do mine off camera and I'll meet you back here. I'm going to use pink instead of the black. All right, now I'm about to complete this one. This is what the weave looks like. I use pink, and you see how this side spread wide. Okay, it spread wide. That is how the bead did to the side, and we are going to spread this one to be equal to the other side. So from here we are going to weave into the corner. Okay, I add 2 beads to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull. Now my right line into the black bead. Okay, you see the black bead in the middle, this middle bead, this one. I'm going to pull my line through it, and I add 2 beads to the left line again. All right, I cross with my right line and pull. Now we are coming to the edge, so my right line, you see this bead over here, we are going to pull through it and all the edge ones. Okay, so I'm going to pull through the next bead, and I add 2 beads to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull my right line into the next bead. Okay, 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now we are going to turn and enter all the edge bead. Okay, my right line into the first bead. Okay, over here in the corner. All right, and I'm adding 2 beads to the left line I cross with my right line and pull down. So now we are going to continue into all this edge bead, okay, each bead, and add 2 beads to the left line and come to the corner and turn, and then we continue into the bead to the end. So now I add 2 beads to my left line. I'm going to pull through the next bead again, 2 beads to the left line, across and pull down my right line into the next bead. Alright, and I'm adding 2 beads to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull down my right line into the next bead like this, 2 beads to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull. Okay, this is what we'll be repeating. I want you to continue, and I'm going to do mine off camera. I'm going to continue to the end. All right, I'll come back here and meet you, so we continue on the other side. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm going to continue to weave to the end, turn and enter the bead, weave to the end. Okay, so now that I'm about to complete here, I'm in the corner, I'm entering the next bead. I add 2 beads to the left line, I cross and pull down my right line into the next bead, 2 beads to the left line. All right, the same way we did for the other side, that is what I'm repeating over here. So I'm going to pull my line through the next bead, 2 beads to the left line. Okay, now I'm going to enter the first bead over here. Okay, so over here too, we are going to repeat the same as we did on the other side. All right, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also turn on your notifications for new videos that I'll be uploading, and also please check the description box down below for the link to the bead. Okay, now we are going to weave all the way to the end. Okay, I'll weave off camera and I'll come back and meet you. This is how it's going to look like. Okay, it's going to spread wide like this first one. Going to weave, and this is how it looks like. Very beautiful. I made 2 rows, okay, but you can make 3 or 4 rows so that the back, the inside can be wide enough for you so you can dip your hand in. All right, so this is 2. I made 2 rows. This is 2 rows that I made, but I want you to make 3 or 4 and make 2 of these. Okay, so we can put it together and join. All right, when you make it like this, look at how pretty it looks like. This is a bow bag. All right, look at the wings spread out nicely, evenly and equally. This is the second one. We are going to put it together, okay, and join. So to join these pieces together, I'm going to pull my line through the first bead at the end over here, and I add 1 bead to my line. I'm going to pull the line through the first bead on the opposite side of the other piece, okay, like this. Then I take 1 bead again and crisscross my line into it and pull down my right line into the next bead. I'm pulling through the next bead, my left line into the next bead. All right, like this. Pull. Then now I take 1 bead, crisscross both ends of the line and pull down. Okay, I'm going to pull my right line into the next bead. This is how you join both pieces of the bag together. Okay, the left line, pull through the next bead. Now I take 1 bead and crisscross both ends of my line into it and pull. So let me repeat this one more time, this step one more time, and I will do the rest of camera. Okay, next bead, the left line into the next bead. Then I take 1 bead and crisscross both ends of my line into it like this and pull. Okay, so now I'm going to continue off camera, continue and close the rest all the way down. Okay, this is how it looks like if you complete it. This is the bag, this is the bow bag that we are making, and it's ready. What we have to do now is to add handle. You can decide to put a long strap on it, or you put a short one, okay, short handle on it. This is what it looks like. Very beautiful bag. So you can decide to put a long strap on the side, okay, with your D-ring, and make a strap to it like this, okay. Then you can hook the strap. This is the bow that I'm making. Then I'll hook it on the side like this. If I put a D-ring, okay, we did this so many times. You just hook the strap on the bag and you look pretty. Or you can have a short handle like this. I'm going to do, this is the handle I'm just going to put inside. I'm going to attach it on the inside bead and attach it to it. All right, so decide what to do with your handle. I made a little belt over here, okay. So with this belt, I'm going to wrap it around my handle. All right, I'm going to place the handle inside the bag. This is the handle. Place it inside the bag like this, and I'm going to wrap the belt around it, okay. And I'm going to attach this belt on inside the bag, okay. I'm going to attach it on inside bead like this. All right, and I'm going to do it off camera, and this is how it looks like. This is the final product of our bow bag that we made, the beaded bow bag. Look at how pretty it looks like. Thank you for your time and see you in the next one. Bye.